Hello, welcome to Growtopia. I am Guide to Growtopia, and I will be guiding you through your Growtopia experience. Now then, let's go ahead and start off. First question, what is Growtopia? Growtopia is a free multiplayer sandbox type game that you can download on the App or Play Store for free. You can also get it on Windows and Mac, if needed. Anyway. Secondly, how do I play? Well, when you first launch off Growtopia, this is what you'll start off with. You'll have the main title screen. You'll have the title, Growtopia, and then below it you'll have 3 boxes. Now then, we'll start off from bottom up. So the first box, About. And this will teach you, to learn more about the developers of this game and more about the game in general. This will not help you on how to play the game. Anyway, second box is Options, which we'll get to in a second. And the third box is the Play button, Play Online. Now when you first go in, you'll see something like this. And enter your name, then click Connect to go online. So I could go ahead and change my name here. Now then, also, on the right there's the Grow ID, and we'll get into that later. It'll be quite important if you want to play this game to its full extent. Now then, you'll go ahead and click Connect, and you'll join in. Now then, when you first go in, you'll be met with this news bulletin, and this is basically your news, the Growtopia Gazette. Anyway, this will teach you all about what's going on currently. So you can just go ahead and scroll down and click OK. Now then, this is basically your main hub right here. This is where you select what world to go into. And we'll get into that later. But for now, when you first log in, you'll have world name, start. And you can go ahead and click enter world. Now it's preset on start, so Anyway, when you first jump in, you'll notice that you look like this. Maybe a little weird at first, but you'll get used to it. You'll get some clothes later on as well, as you can see around me. Now the second you get in, you can notice people typing, jumping around, looking all different. So yes, this is definitely a multiplayer game. Now then, in this first episode we'll be talking about what does everything do. Alright. So the control scheme and extra buttons, stuff like that. Anyway, so in the lower left corner there are 2 very important buttons. They're the move left and the move right buttons. Every time you do these, you have special animations. Not that special, but still. You have animations, and it will move you to the left or right. You can also hold this down, and I don't see why you would just tap it. And this will allow you to move around. Now then, in the lower right is your jump and punch buttons. Now then, the jump is pretty self-explanatory. You click it, you jump. You can hold it down to jump a little higher, but you can just tap. Anyway, and then the punch button. When you click it, you'll do just as you think it would. You'll punch. Now this is actually very important, and we'll use it later. Now then, above the punch there, well, quite far above, you have a gem icon there. Now that gem icon has a 4 next to it. Now this number will be preset to 0. Anyway, this is basically your gems counter. And gems are basically your main currency. Now then, if you tap on a gem, you can enter the shop. Now then, right above the gems collector is a box with a smiley face on it. This is your friends icon. By tapping on it, you can see if your friends are online, what friends you have, people you've ignored, and everybody you've friended. Anyway. Now then, above that is the chat icon. By clicking it, you can chat. Now then, you type in whatever you want to say. Try to keep it, appropriate. And then you click enter, and it'll release it to the world. Everybody in that same world will be able to see it. Right here, you have a bar on the top right, and you can pull it down to see what's happened. What everybody's typed. broadcasts. Anyway. Now then above the chat is probably one very important icon there. Now clicking it will open up basically your main menu. Now then I'll start from bottom up. Now then the back icon, simple, exits you out of your menu so that you can continue to follow. Anyway. Now then, above that is the Get Grow ID. And this will be important for later. Well, I can't actually do that right now, but yeah. That'll be important for later. Next up, you have your options icon. By clicking this, you can head into your options. We'll go ahead and go through them now. So at the very top, you can change your audio on or off. As you can see, I can't hear any jumping noises anymore. Turning it back on will make me hear it. You have your music volume, which you can turn to minimum, max, and then you have your graphic detail, which we'll get into that as well. Now then, below that you have three main options here. You have filter inappropriate language, add jump button to the left too, and remember to zoom through doors. Now then, filter inappropriate language means inappropriate language will be turned to gibberish. So you should probably turn that on if you're, young. Now then, the next option is add jump button to the left too. Not very game changing. Basically it makes it so that the jump button is on the left too. And by clicking it, you can jump. Anyway, third button, remember to zoom through doors. Basically, well, we'll get into that later actually. Somewhat difficult to understand right now. Now then, above options. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Now then, below these three options is your skin color. So you can change it to whatever color you want. And eventually we'll be able to unlock more skin colors by becoming a supporter. So I can change my skin color back. And yeah. Other people will be able to see your skin color as I demonstrate with this green man. Now then, the respawn. When you die in this game, you don't lose your items or anything like that. It's not that cool. When you die in this game, you just respawn at the white door. Now, then, there are a few exceptions. If you've touched a checkpoint of any kind, you'll be brought back to that checkpoint instead. If you exit the world, then that checkpoint is no longer, activated by you, and you'll have to activate it again if you want to respawn there when you enter the world. That may be complicated for now, but it's not that complicated, and it's not really that important right now. Above that is the exit world, and let's go ahead and click on that. So we're taken back to this main hub. Now then, the way worlds work is basically there's a world name. Well, there are world names, and you can type them. Now then, if someone else has already taken it, then basically it's theirs, and you can't take it from them. So as you can see, this is a very cool place here. So we can go ahead and exit again. Now then, so if you want certain world, names, then you should probably get on this quick before other people steal them. You can also type in gibberish if you want to just get a brand new world. So this is an example of a world no one has been to yet, and you can claim it for yourself. But we won't get into that right now. Alright, let's continue here. We have our inventory left. Anyway, so at the bottom there you notice like a little drag icon, just like the chat one. And we can pull it up. And here you have your main inventory. Now then, on the right there, next to the main inventory, are 4 commands that will actually help you. Now then, if you click on store, it will bring you to a store, just as if you clicked on the gem. If you click on trash, however, it won't do much for you, except if you choose an item here. So I choose this dirt seed in my inventory. It'll ask me how many dirt seeds I want to trash. And if I click 1, I have 5 dirt seeds left. Drop, same way, except you drop it. And then you can pick it back up. And then you have your info, which will tell you more about that. So this was first episode here. It's not that hard, you know, pretty basic. We'll learn more in the future. So, this has been Growtopia Guides. More guides to Growtopia. Anyway, they're coming soon. See you guys next time.